What's up, folks? Yep, Axel's back and he's got another show. And I always like when the frauds expose themselves. But when the frauds attack one of my friends and then I dig into them, I go down that rabbit hole and I find all this information, bad information. I just got to put it out there. You know how we do it on the show. So, Skyline, I know you're all getting my email. Pay close attention to your video. And I want you to realize something. See, I'm not like all the other podcasters that expose stuff on trucking. I show documents. I bring everything to the table, baby. And you guys are a bunch of frauds, 100%. And I hope your customer is paying attention to know what kind of scumbags they're dealing with. And for any other brokers out there, I'm going to show the customer here also that they were dealing with. And I would reach out to this customer. It's a big construction company. These people definitely should not be hauling their freight. As long as they're doing this fraudulent activity in trucking, this should not be one of their customers. Let me explain something else, Skyline. You don't control me. You don't run my show. Axel, he runs the show. So pay close attention. We got a lot of information here in this show. And it's going to be very interesting what Axel has dug up. Here we go. So the conversation started off like this. I've spoken with, well, this is not how it started off, but this is the carrier actually trying to be nice, you know? And Tony, you should have woke up. You should have known that the devil was coming. I've spoken with Tony at Skyline about a matter regarding my company and issues with payment for a load we delivered for them. We discussed the matter and realized the situation was due to a payment issue. Nothing more. We did receive payment via ACH on July 15, 2025. So from our perspective, this matter is closed. It was never our intention to do anything more than retrieve payment for work performed. I apologize for any disruption this event has caused and appreciate Tony's understanding. Respectfully. Good afternoon. Just heard from owners. It looks like Jason, aka Axel, released some sort of video. No, this is the first video, bozos. Talking about the situation. Well, this is a free country, and as a U.S. veteran, I can talk about whatever I want. You better learn the laws in this country. And that there will be another video released as well. Waiting for more information on that. Thank you. Tony Numbnuts, VP of Operations, Skyline. So, here's what happened. We got a Raycon over here to my left. And it was for a load Kansas City to Fenley, Nevada. So, carrier invoiced them. they were taking forever. Then he was getting these automated email responses. We're going to show this stuff. But I want to point out something here. The Raycon says Skyline Transport GRP Inc., okay? 6110 Northeast 152nd, Vancouver, Washington. So, of course, we look up this address, and you're going to see everything. This is how dumb these people are. Let's move along. So, you got the load number. I'm just laying down the groundwork here for you folks real quick. Ship date was May 21st. This past May. And I believe the delivery date was May 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. Ship date, today's date. So the Raycon was for May 21st also. So pick up. You got all the information there. For any of you brokers need to reach out to anybody, nice customer here. I'm going to show the customer how long they've been around and everything. Here's the bill of lading. So the load happened. 1,200 pounds. I don't think there was anything else important on here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's move along. So here's the invoice. It was dated May 25th, 25. 4 days after the original ship date or pick on that load. $2,000. Okay. So on July 13th, subject email received. Delays due to limited staffing regarding invoice for Skyline Transport. Hello, thank you for reaching out. We have received your email and appreciate your patience. Please accept our apologies for any delays in response. We are currently extremely short-staffed in our accounts payable department and are doing our best to respond as quickly as possible. This was the automated email he got. And as other podcasters have shown in their, we're going to get to that. These guys don't answer phones. They play this game with a lot of people. They played it with an older couple out of Tennessee that had been in this business 20 plus years. And this actually says 48 days since invoice date. I believe it was 50 days. 50 days for this small carrier to get paid. And they're playing them games. When they have in their Raycon, 35 days. Here's a clip of the bottom of the Raycon. And I want to point out some interesting stuff here. And I'm also going to show you an older version of their Raycon on the bottom that was brought up in another show from somebody else. But they have here quick pay, available for carriers with a year or more experience at a fee of 7% and will be paid out with 48 hours of next business day. I'm telling you now, any carriers that are watching this, any new guys, the industry standard from a factoring company is 2 to 3%. These guys are trying to bloodsuck your money. 7%. A Skyline, go shove it. Shove it so far up. 7%, you're off your rocker. It's 2 to 3%. Any new guys or any carriers that need a good factoring company with no fees, straight laced, email Axel, axel.liveshow@gmail.com. Do not let these types of people bloodsuck your money. And then they also had in there late pickup and delivery. Carrier must notify broker 12 hours in advance via phone call and email. But yet you guys can't answer the phone or the email for a guy to get his invoice paid. Carrier agrees to pay any and all fees required by customer. Carrier will be charged up to $50 per hour late fee. $250 per day if broker is not notified. How about you pay that money for all the days you were late paying your invoice? If our carrier will be charged a $200 per event of any rescheduling of appointments unless approved by broker in writing. Yeah, you guys are not gods. If a team is contracted and a load is hauled with a solo, Skyline will adjust to 50% of the solo rate based on current DAT market value. What kind of fraud are you guys doing there? The Raycon is the Raycon. Whatever rate is agreed, that's what gets paid. You guys are really trying to steal money from the carriers is what I see here. There was something else in here. Was it in here? Shoot, I can't remember. But it says on top, standard pay terms net 35. Let's move along. So I sent it all off to the customer. They asked me, okay, send us. I explained to them what was going on. Here is the BOL regarding the load that was double brokered from carrier to carrier. We are needing the broker contact on this load. Now, pay close attention because I know Tony numbnuts, he's going to be crying about this double brokering. Don't worry, we're going to show it. So, customer answers back. Good morning. I'm following up on your call from Monday, July 14th to confirm that our logistics teams was also contacted by your company regarding this load. Our logistics team reached out to the VP of Operations at Skyline, who acknowledged internal accounting issues and assured us they are working to resolve the matter as soon as possible. I don't want to hear about this accounting issues. This is the oldest game on the planet. You owe for the load, pay for the load. It takes 2 seconds. It's 2025. Working to resolve this matter as soon as possible. The logistics team will be following up with Skyline again today to confirm whether the carrier has been paid or if payment is currently in process. It was never in process. We appreciate you bringing this to our attention and will continue to monitor the situation closely. They were very nice over at that company. Very nice. I'll point that out. But they need to know, and I know a lot of shippers, they don't know. A lot of the customers don't know about the fraud that's going on in trucking and the people they're dealing with. Lastly, if you have any additional questions or concerns, please reach out to Nelson Romero, copied here from the Kiewit Logistics team. And I responded, I don't believe there's a reason for me to contact your Nelson Romero, as it's obvious his negligence regarding law and FMCSA rules/regulations is non-existent. Your company stated to me you use this fraudulent company, Skyline. I will be doing a show to the logistics community regarding this matter. I don't need to talk to this Nelson Romero because as far as I'm concerned, he's probably in it with them. He puts here, this Romero, hello, Jason. I'm not sure who you are or if you are authorized to speak on carrier behalf. Thus, I'll redirect any inquiries and conversation between the two parties involved in this transaction, the carrier and Skyline. Tony, if you could please follow up with the carrier you brokered this load to for final resolutions and send me an email directly once completed. And then they put FYI and they put my phone number and they put my name. Listen, bozos, how do you think I got all the information? You guys are such geniuses. You guys, you Nelson Romero, you call yourself Logistics Specialist 3. You don't know what's going on in the trucking industry. I don't know how you gave yourself or why they gave you that title, because you have no clue what's going on or you want to be dealing with these frauds. I said, I'm 100% working with carrier regarding this matter, and 100% Skyline is a fraud, and the fake representative from Skyline does not need to be calling me. I appreciate him clarifying more fraudulent activity, and I promise there will be a show regarding this matter. Please take note, I forward all my material to the DOJ, IRS, FMCSA, FTC, and any other needed authorities. I actually had someone last night just ask me, do you mind if I forward your stuff to the special organization? I said, yeah, I say it all the time. Go ahead. Forward away. The more they know, the better. Because I wish the feds would come in and start raiding all these bogus companies. They could make a lot of money. Yeah, I know there's a lot of money laundering and tax evasion, a lot of nonsense going on. So let's move along. So, Tony Numbnuts, Jason, per our conversation, we are a broker and a carrier. I gave you all the facts. So please, moving forward, do not contact our customer. Like I said, I don't work for you. You are not my God. You have no control over me. I am an investigative journalist in the trucking industry exposing all you frauds. So enjoy your show, numbnuts. I said, let me be very clear. I will do a show and this customer will get a copy of the video. So, of course, I put all their emails in my emailer. They're getting the video too. I also appreciate you giving me your name, which led me to more material for my show because I didn't know officially who I was talking to in the beginning. So on July 17th here, what they go and do, and we're going to cover some stuff, what they're involved in and how they're putting a mark with my carrier portal on a good carrier because there's some other nonsense they're involved in. To whom it may concern, we are willing to inform you that a report has been posted by your company on my carrier portal. Incident date, and they backdated it to July 14th, even though this was on the 17th. They did it on the 14th. They did it as soon as the carrier had notified me and we were trying to get in touch with the customer because they weren't responding. And let me point out something. We know damn well the carrier can contact the customer when the fraudulent broker or carrier, whatever they are, is not answering emails or phones. They have a right to reach out to the customer to collect their payment. Anyone disagree with that? Put it in the comments. And then they put back solicited shipper / carrier. And we're going to show what back soliciting is, because right there, they didn't back solicit. They did not try to get the customer. They were trying to get their invoice paid. Unethical or deceptive business practices. Yes, Skyline, you are involved in unethical or deceptive business practices 100%. It was even brought up in someone else's podcast. And then they put fraudulent activity other. Ran a load for us end of May. We have been super short-staffed. That's the carrier's problem if you're short-staffed? You're talking about you guys built a whole new warehouse building. You have all this fleet and all this stuff, but you're short-staffed? Oh, really? In our AP department. So they reached out to our customer at day 45, which wasn't a big deal. Well, if it wasn't a big deal, you should have kept your big trap shut. We paid the invoices at day 45, and we thought we moved on. No, you paid it like day 50, buddy. A few days later, and getting emails from the customer again, so I spoke to Jim on the phone to ask what information he gave to some Jason that keeps hounding our customer, and he went off on me and threatened me. First of all, I heard what he told you, and you kept calling him, and he told you, do not call me. You were the one that kept calling him. And then he puts this fraudulent statement in here. You have 5 minutes before I do something you don't want me to do. This carrier is on our DNU moving forward. So you're making false statements, we gotta move along because I got so much to show. I am fully aware of every individual name involved with you people, as well as all the companies and the fraudulent vetting platform that was charging carriers to get paid. We're going to cover that too. Your threats and retaliatory attack by using my carrier portal is also noted, and all the vetting platforms for the broker / carriers are aware of me and my work. You frauds do not intimidate me or my work. And another question I have out there in my carrier portal, you get the video. I want to know why my carrier portal is allowing frauds to put marks on good carriers. The carrier, I even had them reach out to them, and then my carrier portal said, oh, we can't remove it. It's up to them. So you're allowing frauds. So I want to understand this correctly, because there's more here. You're going to have more to answer to. You're allowing frauds to do this to good carriers. We're going to show everything. So, back solicit shipper / carrier, unethical or deceptive, fraudulent activity or other. We're going to cover this first one. Pay close attention, Tony, because you need education. You must not have done good in school. Back soliciting occurs when a motor carrier or dispatch service directly contacts and solicits business from a broker's customer or shipper after being introduced through a brokered load without the broker's permission. This is generally considered unethical and is often a violation of contract terms. Here's how back soliciting typically happens. A broker books a load with a shipper. The broker assigns the load to a carrier. The carrier now has the shipper's contact and delivery info from the rate confirmation. Later, the carrier contacts that shipper directly to bypass the broker and offer transportation services, undercutting or eliminating the broker. Well, Bozo Tony, Mr. Numbnuts, he was trying to get his invoice paid. He was not back soliciting. You are making fraudulent statements to a vetting platform because you're a fraud. Kiewit Corporation is the customer now here. It's a major American employee-owned construction, mining, and engineering firm headquartered in Omaha, Nebraska. Here's a refined overview. Founded in 1884 by Peter and Andrew Kiewit. Headquarters, Omaha, Nebraska. Size, 31,000 employees as of 2023. Revenue, $17.1 billion. Leadership, Rick LaNahona is the current CEO. Notable past leader includes Walter Scott Jr. Core competencies, highly diversified services across North America in transportation, highways, bridges, transit systems, power, gas, renewables, nuclear, oil, gas, and chemical, including LNG, water, wastewater, mining, marine, industrial, building products, known for construction-focused engineering, integrating engineering and field expertise to reduce risk and overruns. Strong emphasis on safety, quality environmental stewardship, and self-performing much of the work. I would like to know why. Maybe they just don't know. Maybe Kiewit doesn't know that they are dealing with frauds in the trucking industry. And I hope, Kiewit, you're paying attention, because I put a lot of work, a lot of time into my show, and I'm going to show everything, because we're fully aware that a lot of customers don't know what's going on. So here's the first part. We got their broker authority, and it says there, Skyline Transport GRP Inc. Well, here's the problem, Tony Numbnuts. That's not the correct address. So that's also a FMCSA violation right there. You put on your Raycon 6110, not 400 East Mill. So who's wrong here when you can't even construct your Raycon correctly? So we're going to go by the address. Now, here's the carrier address on the Raycon. Whoa, so you got a carrier authority too. So you got the carrier address on the Raycon for the carrier authority. Oh, interesting, Tony Numbnuts. There's so much involved with you guys, and you probably never thought somebody would see it all. But I've seen it all. I spent a lot of time on this show. So on the left, we got the carrier authority showing the 6110 Northeast address, which was on the supposed broker Raycon. And on the right is their broker authority. I wonder if the FMCSA knows these two authorities are related to each other. So, as you can see there, according to the corporation, on the left, you have for the carrier, and that's the corporation, the 6110. On the right, they have on the corporation for the brokerage, the carrier address. So you have the carrier address on the broker corporation and on the carrier corporation. And as we can see there, a lot more names start popping up. Besides Tony Numbnuts, we got Aleksandr Budey and Vasiliy Budey. Well, don't worry, I looked up all you boys. So, what's this? What's this, Mr. Numbnuts? You got this Vasiliy Budey with a VAS Express LLC. Is that the only one? No, I doubt it. What's this? Global Freight LLC. And look, Alexander Panfilov, Tony Numbnuts, and Vasiliy Budey. Oh, yeah. You guys are doing more than what you're supposed to be doing. Interesting, isn't it, people? Let's move along. We got a lot more. So, Cascade Transport LLC. Look who's on there. Alexander Panfilov. Administrative dissolution just in 2020. I looked up that Dennis or whatever, Verkholomodov or whatever. I didn't see nothing interesting on him, so he gets escaped by. What else we got? Skyline CDL Training LLC. Alexander Panfilov. Administrative dissolution. You know what was interesting? As there was some other Skyline companies also in Washington who got busted and I believe shut down for sending packets of money for CDLs. Are you guys associated with them? Inquiring minds would like to know. Maybe the feds can look a little closer, because I noticed on those other corporations is one of your comrades. So what's this? It's like Christmas. AVP Transport Inc. Alexander Panfilov. Svetlana Panfilov. Administrative dissolution just this past April. Oh, you guys are into a lot of nonsense. Shall we continue? What do we got here? UA Express Inc., which was revoked in 2021. Who's on there? Oh, Ivan Budey, Alexander Panfilov, Vasiliy Budey. Oh, interesting. Who's this? You guys had a Facebook post, Skyline Transport Group. The success of our company goes back to one remarkable person who had a vision. Ivan started the business in 2004 as a driver with only one truck. Alongside him was his son, Vasiliy. Is that Vasiliy Budey? So we got Ivan and Vasiliy Budey, who dispatched him from their home and small number of clients who believed in their abilities. It's his family values, drive, and ambition that put Skyline Transport Group on the map. Any company is only as strong as the foundation it was built on. We feel lucky that Ivan was the start of it all, as his values are utilized today in the work we provide around the country. Thank you for taking that chance, Ivan. We are so proud of our company's history. Here's Ivan, knucklehead Ivan. You're a knucklehead. Because if you let all these guys do all this fraud, you're a knucklehead. And you guys are, let me continue. So they said Ivan started a business in 2004. False. There's the corporation right there. It says 2007. You guys can't even tell your own history correctly. False, false, false. So, Skyline Transportation Group, we go to the Facebook group. Listen, there's some weird stuff going on here, folks. You guys, I don't know what this is, and I should have probably reached out to this person. He probably wouldn't have responded to me, but it's very interesting, and I have to put it in the show. There's this guy, Tony Prokopenko, and on one of the posts, he just nonchalantly puts, Vas is the biggest, you-know-what, sucker. No big deal. I said, okay, maybe he's just messing with him. So I'm guessing he's talking about Vasiliy Budey. But then he put this. Chomo Vas, the pederast, will be exposed. And because he put that last part, will be exposed, I know something's going on here now because he's mentioning something like they need to be exposed or this guy needs to be exposed about something. So I run it through ChatGPT, translate this crap. The phrase blah, blah, blah seems to be a mix of slang, possibly street language or a blend of English with foreign words. Here's a breakdown in translation interpretation. Chomo, U.S. prison slang for child, you know what? It's right there on the screen. Vas, this could be a misspelling or mistranslation in some Slavic languages like Serbian or Russian. Vas means you, formal or plural. But in this context, it may just be a filler or meant to sound foreign. This pederast, likely meant as pederast, a derogatory term historically used to describe an adult male who engages in SA activity with boys. In some languages like Serbian/Croatian, pedar or pederast is a highly offensive insult, often equated with pedophilia or used as a slur. And then it cleaned up the translation. It said the child, you know what, and you know what, will be exposed. So I'd really like to know too. You guys got these kind of people working for your company? That's what I'd like to know. Why would this guy post this and say it needs to be exposed? I just thought I'd throw it in there. It was on your Facebook. So Skyline Transportation Group, we're back here now. Let me move this up over here. I got so many slides. I think we're making good time here. Oh yeah, very good time. So, Skyline Transportation Group, LLC. And you got another name on there. Andrey Drotenko. Oh, we're going to get to him. You see Aleksandr Budey. And then you also see on the bottom there, Alex, UAExpress at hotmail.com. Yeah, we know what you guys are doing. We know you guys are chameleons. So, Andrey Drotenko. There it is. I blew it up. You see that there? Alex B Skyline NTG blah blah or Skyline, and on the bottom you have Alex UAE Express 2018. So, and let me point out something. Now that says there on Skyline, he's March 9th of 2024. Now here's Mr. Andrey Drotenko. As president, and you see there, now some of you guys are going to know, verified carrier, this new fraudulent vetting platform, okay, that was in another podcast, and we're going to cover that. As president of strategic relations at Verified Carrier, I'm working with my team to root out double brokering and fraud from the transport industry. You guys should root out yourselves. A strength that I possess is my diverse experience, which spans multiple industries and continents. So whether it's paving the way to change an industry burdened by a lack of transparency and accountability, hey, Axel's here. Transparency and accountability. Yes, you have found me. Bringing an entrepreneur's meal replacement idea to life or managing a multi-million-dollar portfolio in a Fortune 300 company. Delivering results with win-win solutions has been paramount to my success and growth. And it shows there, Verified Carrier, Portland, Oregon. I'm going to make a point here. Pay close attention. Close attention. President of Verified Carrier, June 2023 to present. Skyline Transportation Group 2022 to 2023, supposedly safety and compliance, blah, blah. There was no other interesting stuff as far as his work stuff on his LinkedIn profile. This is from LinkedIn. So, but Mr. Drotenko here, he was on the Double Broker Bounty Hunter podcast show a while back. And what I will do for your folks is, in the comments underneath this video, I'm going to post a link to John's video. It was over an hour long, and they had this lady on there, Denise Jones, who's been a long-time carrier with spotless record, and what they did to her, okay? And they questioned him on the show. Mr. Drotenko, you are a spin master of bullshit, is what you are. So, Verified Carrier. This was from Reddit. Anyone here heard about some few brokers requiring carriers to sign up for Verified Carrier for $350 in order to be paid for loads they've already run? Ah, yes. Let me guess. You ran the load for Skyline out of Washington. Spoiler alert. They own and operate Verified Carrier. Great little scam they have running. They'll give you loads, and then after running them, you have to sign up for Verified Carrier to get paid. $350 initial fee, $49 monthly, even though you only have one truck. Apparently, our factory company has flagged them and is denying them credit for this. So, you guys are frauds all the way around. You want to charge 7%. You want to take past the 35 days you have on your own rate con, 50 days plus to either pay or not pay carriers. And I remember it was something else too. Maybe it's in another slide. I'm going to look. But you guys are frauds 100%. You're trying to take advantage of people. And I'll go out then. So even Overdrive, Alex Lockheed had wrote an article. I just did 2 little clippings on it, and that's basically about this Denise lady. And this was from last August. When husband and wife owner-operator team Denise and Chris Jones of C.E. Jones Truck completed a load for Vancouver, Washington-based broker Skyline Logistics. Well, you got that wrong too, Alex. Listen, Alex, you're going to write your article, get it right. Do the research. They're not called Skyline Logistics. It's Skyline Transportation Group Inc. and Skyline Transportation Group LLC, besides their other bullshit corporations. They were shocked to find the fine print on the rate confirmation and said they had to sign up for something called Verified Carrier. Back at that time last winter, Verified Carrier, carrier vetting platform for brokers, carriers alike, cost $300 to start and $49 a month thereafter. Denise and Chris were not happy. In that video, they go over it, and she explains exactly what happened. The Jones got the load delivered without incident. That same day, this all happened in mid-December 2023. They processed the paperwork and asked for quick pay. Then they tell us, oh no, you need to be a verified carrier first before getting paid, she said. They wouldn't pay us. On the rate con, under the notes, it said you must be a verified carrier to get paid. She goes all over it. They wanted her driver's license. They want her bank information. They want her bank password. And then Mr. Spin Master Drotenko there goes on to say something, well, that goes to a third party. We don't get it. Oh, like that's better. Like that's better. You guys are just bozos, man. So on the top there is what their Raycon used to say. And I clipped it from John's show, Double Broker Bounty Hunter, and they changed it to the bottom. So you'll notice in the top there, it used to say verified carrier. Payments will be exclusively processed for carriers who have successfully completed the onboarding process with verified carrier. There will be no payment issued if the setup for verified carrier is not complete. This measure has been implemented in response to the industry-wide increase in fraudulent activities. You guys kill me with that part. You really kill me. You're frauds, and you want to talk about fraud. Aiming to safeguard both carriers and Skyline. Enroll at verifiedcarrier.com. Fees may apply. There was something else in here. Where was it? It says, oh, it's on the bottom, I believe. Where is it there? Shoot, I know there was something else. No, I can't remember. There was something about, like, if you don't turn in your, I think it's here. Carrier shall submit freight bills within 60 days of delivery or waive its right to payment for services rendered with respect to such late submitted invoices. So if they don't invoice you by the 60 days, you basically saying, we will steal your money. Are you guys out of your mind? Are you really out of your mind? But yeah, you're taking 50 days to pay this other carrier. You guys are frauds in every aspect. So this is a good little part too. So this verified carrier goes and sends a little gift to this Paul Bernard Jaroslawski's post, who runs the, what is it called? Freight Caviar podcast. The guy who went to go meet with double brokers. Yes, he went to go meet with double brokers. You guys are all crooks just hanging out together. It's hilarious to me. You're welcome. It was a pleasure meeting you in person at the conference. Enjoy your new goodies and have safe travels back home. You guys are all frauds. You're all frauds. You got it? You're going meeting with double brokers. You're sending gifts to guys to go meet with double brokers. You're trying to scam carriers. It's unbelievable. So, what is this here? What is this here, Mr. Drotenko? Skyline Express LLC. Oh, interesting. Your name is on it. And it also says Skyline Express Georgia at gmail.com. Andrey Drotenko. Oh, interesting. So you guys got another carrier authority. But how are you running this carrier authority in Georgia if you're in Washington? Did you guys show this one's related to you guys? Did you tell the FMCSA? I highly doubt it. You guys are fucking chameleon carriers is what you are. You are frauds in the industry all the way around. Skyline Express LLC, right there, Georgia, Director Officer Drotenko. Unbelievable. And you had last June a notice of admin dissolution revocation. You guys are bums all the way around. You're straight bums. So, here's the authority for all my viewers, my good brokers, because they like to collect these MC and DOT numbers for frauds like you. Yes, they like to collect it. Right here, Skyline Express LLC. You guys, listen, what I find is incredible what you guys are doing. So on the left there, you got the corporation for the Skyline Express LLC for Georgia, Andrey Drotenko. But then on the right, you also have another corporation for Skyline Express LLC for Aleksandr Budey. You guys are straight frauds. You are defrauding every which way possible. So you have two corporations for the same authority. You got one, and your buddy Alexander's got one. Oh, interesting. And look, the dates. 13 years ago, 14 years ago. 100%, man. IRS, FBI, they need to come in. They need to check you guys out. They need to audit you guys completely. So, let me give you some education, Mr. Drotenko, and you all Skyline fraudulent crooks over there. What is a chameleon carrier? A chameleon carrier is a trucking or motor carrier company that reincarnates itself under a new name or entity, often with a new US DOT number or MC number, to evade enforcement actions, poor safety records, unpaid claims, or fraud history tied to its previous identity. Why it's a problem? Chameleon carriers often have serious safety violations or out-of-service orders, owe money for insurance claims, lawsuits, or broker payments, engage in double brokering, freight theft, or fraud, re-register with new business names, owners often relatives, addresses, and contact details to avoid FMCSA tracking. Common red flags: recently formed LLCs with ties to shut down carriers, similar addresses, phone numbers, or email domains, multiple authorities registered within a short time in the same region, sudden ownership changes or frequent MC/US DOT changes, MC authority applied shortly after revocation or out of service status on a related entity. Why it matters to brokers, shippers, and carriers: increases risk of cargo theft or claim denial, can result in non-payment, double brokering, and insurance gaps, makes it hard to track accountability, damages the integrity of the logistics and freight industry. FMCSA's role: the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, FMCSA, attempts to identify chameleon carriers through its reincarnated carrier detection efforts, but many still slip through due to limited resources or clever obfuscation.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Listen up, Skyline. You better take that mark off, or my carrier portal better take that mark off, because I'm telling you guys now, you started a war. Because I want to know how frauds are trying to put marks on good carriers trying to get paid when you have a fraudulent vetting platform also. That makes a lot of sense. So you have a vetting platform, but you're using another vetting platform to put bad marks on good carriers. Then you have all these corporations and all this nonsense going on. You have authorities that are closed. You have authorities in another state. You guys are all connected. You guys are frauds on the biggest scale with all the rest of them. 100%. And I hope your customer has paid attention to this whole show and kicks your ass straight out and goes and gets a good broker or good carrier. And listen, they're dealing with gas and nuclear and all this stuff. And you guys got this stuff going on? That's unbelievable. You guys are high risk, super high risk. I don't know what else to say. Hey, Tony Numbnuts, you can kiss it. You can kiss it. Go ahead, send me an email, make a call, do some more nonsense. I have no problem. I can whip up another video. Everyone's going to see this. Everyone is going to see this, what kind of garbage you guys are. Now, like I said, underneath this video, in the description, I'm going to go get the link for John's video where he had an interview with this Drotenko guy and that whole story about what they were doing. You guys are frauds, man. 7%. Taking over 50 days to pay a carrier when your own Raycon says 35, and then having all this stuff, corporations, and one corporation in one state, one corporation in another state for one authority. You guys think you're slick. You came to the Axel Live show. You came to the right guy. Mr. Transparency and Accountability got you. I'm Axel. I'm out. I love you people, my good old subscribers. Skyline, you can kiss it where it's dark. I'm out.